Okay, guys. 5:20 on the dot. No, 5:21 actually. Okay, I want to make sure the door was closed because my my grandson was telling me that I talk too loud in the morning. I was like, what? I was like, okay, so what I'm gonna try to do is try to maybe come closer to you guys and not talk so loud. Anyway, um, so I still trying to deal. Well, good morning to everybody. My name is Emma. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm talking a little bit weird because I just put my gel in, so the gel is still trying to set. So I'm starting this. Just got this Keurig, and I think I mentioned it earlier. Um, or I'll mention it more later. But I'm still working with it. Okay, so I'm still trying to figure it out. anyway, um, watching the Diddy trials. This is like really crazy because I've been looking at it. I know the things are attached, but it feels like they're not attached. What the hell? Okay, here they are. Anyway, they feel like they're going through, like, hitting my legs. I don't know why. Anyway, so watching these Diddy trials, and he has so many charges, so many of them, that I don't know how they're going to, what, they're going to go one by one. I don't know. I don't know how they plan on doing that. There's just so many charges. Give me a second. I mean, it's not like a murder case, or like they do this one thing and then, they come to court and they got all the evidence and all the what we call it, all the photos and everything to prove that they did it. I mean, and they do have that with Cassie because they have the video of what he did to her. So, but everything else, I don't know. It's going to be kind of hard to. One thing about this coffee, I know you gotta put a lot of creamer in here. I mean, the coffee is good. Top of the morning to you guys. Give me a second, because I'm just trying to wet this because it keeps touching the upper part of my mouth. Oh, hot. This way I could talk a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so Well, of course, I think everybody knows who Puff Daddy is. Diddy Combs, or whatever his real name is. Um, he's on trial for all these racketeering, sex trafficking, racketeering, and other charges. Assault. That's the one they're doing right now with Cassie. I don't know if they're waiting to do all the other ones. I'm like, aren't those the main big ones? Aren't the sex trafficking and the racketeering bigger than what the assault on Cassie is going through? I'm like, what's more important? I don't get it. So whether they're dealing with the smallest first, and then they're going to go down towards the big stuff, I don't know. Anyway, the whole thing about the tape, they have evidence. So that one, I'm pretty sure they'll win. The prosecution. I mean, they really don't need much because they had the tape. Now the defense, it was a little bit more scarier because even though she says she about talking about all the freakouts and everything, which is basically, why this whole sex trafficking and racketeering came about was because of the invention of the freakouts that he started. It started out with something small and just got bigger and bigger, and it's just escalated to the point where he just probably got carried away with the idea, and it just got worse and worse and worse. Maybe better for him because it was giving him a high pleasure, but and then because it was it was generating money, so it was a more like it became like a commodity. So him doing that, just things just got worse, worse, and worse. Not really better for anybody. Yeah, people got paid and stuff like that, but for what price? For what? To what extent? And to whose expense? It could be a thing or it could be a person. You know, so because so many people got either hurt, abused, probably killed. We don't even know. So there's just this thing is good. Like this thing's gonna take a long time, like a long time. But then again, the way everything is, the days and literally months they have been going by so fast that hopefully this will be over with soon, and this boy will be locked up. And somebody just needs to throw away the key on this boy, okay? Because he's done. He's like done, and they're saying, oh yeah, but he's gonna get off because he's a millionaire, billionaire, and he's gonna buy his way out. Maybe, and you might be right. That might be true. But his reputation is done. It's over. Nobody is gonna trust him. Nobody is going to want to deal with him, and all that money that he thinks he has is going to dwindle to nothing, and he's going to end up with nothing. So it doesn't matter how much you have. Your reputation is done. And so many other things, but just with that alone, it's like very disturbing stuff that was said. And again, they were always talking about, well, Cassie, you could have left. You know, you stuck in it for the long haul. You could have left a long time ago. But yeah, that of course is like yin and yang, because she was in love with him. She wanted to do everything for him. She wanted to please her man, whatever. But with that came all, I don't know. Some people just like just love drama. They'll just, and they just love it. They just, but then when it comes right down to it, this stuff can get out of hand so bad that, of course, eventually somebody, or if some people already had gotten either hurt or killed. So that's how bad that can escalate. It could be something simple. The drama could be nothing really big, and you can get over it, no problem. Other ones can just go a little bit too far, and the results usually are never good. So, but again, them saying, well, you you could have said no, you could have left a long time ago, you stuck it out for 10 years. Again, and not only does she stick it out for that long, but she was always drugged. She was always under the influence of a substance. So, in other words, you're definitely going to become addicted. And when you become addicted, then it's not that easy to stop. It's not that easy to say no. It's not that easy to walk away. So that kind of like had her anchored where she couldn't, yes and no, yes and no. And the worst part, even though they had a separation, and she had a separation for about a month, I don't know, for with one other person she was with, and the freak offs didn't only was a thing, it was more like her job. It's like, what I'm like, not get this, he supposedly was her boss when she started. So she's over here thinking, oh, he's my boss, he's gonna kick off my career, which I don't know, was that supposed to be like a singing career? Because I've never heard her sing. Did anybody ever hear her sing or do a record or anything? I don't know. At least I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Because if she wasn't for acting, I don't think, because they were in the music business. So she had like gone under a contract with him so that he can build her career as a singer. But then after that, that's when she fell in love with him. They got married or whatever. But her contract, ouch, didn't include abuse. Didn't include this. Oh, well, your job is going to be titled freak offs, and that's what you got to do. I don't think she signed up for this. I don't think that was, because she called it, even though they were separated, she called the freak outs her job. Like, even though they weren't together, she's like, yeah, you may be gone or whatever like that, but you still have to come in and do your job, which were the freak outs, which was insane, because she didn't sign up for that. So right there was like, it's just insane how this guy had her anchored down. Now, did he have her anchored down for for his own fun, his own pleasure, his own ideals of thinking, oh, this is a thing, and because of her, I'm gonna make all this happen, and this is gonna be great, and they're gonna see what it's like, and she's part of it. So she's like the main character in this job or whatever. But or even though if he was gonna start her singing career, whatever it is, was he keeping her down so that she wouldn't be better than anybody else, if you know what I mean? So, like, she wouldn't rise to stardom that fast, which I do believe he could have done if she had a good voice. But again, her doing the freak out was not what her contract consisted of. So I don't know where they're going to go with this. Like I said, this is going to drag on for months. I hope they win this one, and I hope they just keep winning all the charges one after another, one after another. And like I said, this whole thing is crazy. And everybody else who was involved, I do believe they should be charged with something, because they were part of it. And they're naming names left and right. And I think they have a surprise witness. I don't know who it is. At first I thought it was Justin Bieber, but I don't think so. And then they have a couple, I think 3 more women who are coming forward. And are saying, no, we're taking this man down because of what he did. And not so much because of what he did, but because he lied. He lied about it. Instead of him helping them to become, what they, signed a contract for, they never got what they signed up for. And they were misled. And they never got to anything on the contrary. Their whole ideal or what they thought they were going to become was destroyed, like literally destroyed. And they end up going through trauma instead of becoming that famous artist or a famous singer or putting out the first song or album. That never happened. So where did his contracts with these people, where did they go wrong? Or what did he do that he didn't fulfill his part of the bargain? You know what I mean? So many things are going to be happening. The other thing that bothers me is that going and hearing, seeing all this and hearing all this, and then, again, he had so many charges. What happened to the charges of the unalive people? Like, was he responsible for Tupac's killing? Was he responsible for Biggie's killing? What? And I'm sure he's responsible for people who just, and I'm talking about youngins who, under the age of 18, who disappeared. Where's the justice for them? Where are they? What happened? So, there's just this trial, and what this guy did is so insane, so like, there was something wrong. And I knew it, even though I was watching him throughout the years and stuff like that. And then he went to Yale. He graduated from Yale or something like that. Oh my God. I mean, it's just, I mean, it's like, is that what you learned from going to college? How to manipulate and treat everything as a commodity? And this is what you learn in college? Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know. Sometimes I really don't even care for universities. I really don't. But if that's what they're teaching, students. I mean, the same way with Kanye West. Didn't Kanye West go to, didn't he graduate from university too? And look at all the crazy stuff he does. Can't even, his fashion line can't even take off. Man. But, like I said, people just like to be in drama. They just like to make drama. They like to be involved in it. But then when it gets too deep, or you're gonna get burnt from the fire, then it's a little bit too late. Then that's when it becomes too late. So I don't know where this whole thing is gonna go. But anyway, I'm gonna stop now. I know I've been babbling on. Oh, my nose is right. So I did have work on the decks too. I'm trying to, figure it out. It's a machine where you do, it's like a hanging machine. It's supposed to be for your back. But especially if you're going through back problems, things like that. Excuse me, but I'm utilizing it as a crunch, to do crunches. I'm utilizing it for that. So far, I just started, so, it's going to take me about a week or two to see any kind of a difference. But what happened is that when I went on it, and, it's kind of like this, and there's like, well, it's a little bit lower. Where you have to, you have to step on it, and then you have to lean over. And when I did that, I hit this part on here. I hit the, I don't know, that black part, and I hit something because I was too low. And when I hit it or pushed down, I felt something pop, like, right here, like if I messed up a muscle or something. And I was like, oh man, that hurt. So I think 2 days ago when that happened, and I felt it, I was like, oh shoot, what did I just do? It was just hurting me right after that. Like, it's still sore, like right here, it's still, like, didn't I can feel it? Like, so right here, like, it's still sore, like, it's going away, but little by little. I didn't stop doing it just because that happened. I'm like, well, because I gotta figure it out. At one point, it would just go down so fast that I thought I was gonna fall. I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride. I was just gonna fall and hit my head on the floor. But then I realized, I go, no, that thing is it's gonna go down, but it's gonna go so far. It's just not gonna throw you over. It's gonna keep, your ankles and your thighs locked in. So that the black part is where you rest your thighs, and the other part is to lock your ankles in so that you won't move and you'll be stable. But when I hit that thing, oh my god, it was like, oh my god, what the hell did I do? But I'm still gonna work on it. I think I did about 5 of them the first day. I did 20 last night, and they're just really, I'm just oh, that hurts. I'm just doing crunches, like that on it, but everything from here all the way down, it's being like I'm being locked in, like all this can't move. There's just this part. So I'm gonna see, in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna see. Hopefully, I'll see a difference. So I have a lot of baggage back here, so it's gonna take a minute, to see the difference. So, but definitely gonna work on it. doing other exercises as well. Like I said, I walk a lot, so I really don't care about my legs. I'm just, just trying to work on my midsection. So, yeah. So that's where we're at. I did buy some more die cuts, and I think I showed you. Oh, I couldn't remember the die cut that I bought, and I said no. I remember buying two more die cuts, and they were because I want to make the 3D room cards. So I'm still working on that. I am working on the new dress form, the white one for June. It's supposed to be like a bride one. So I already have that. I just have to paint them and start going on the tool and things like that. And, the two die cuts were the vintage furniture, and then it was another, almost like the Cricut, like the, what was it? With the dress forms. It was almost like that, but in a smaller, in a smaller scale. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to talk because I just put the gel on. It's kind of like keeping everything kind of like anchored, but it's hard for me to talk. Anyway, I'm gonna call it here. And again, I got a lot of activities, a lot of things that I have to do today. Not crafts. So I'm gonna spend my time doing those, and this is gonna be day 5 for the trial. So I don't think I'm gonna listen to it every day. I probably will, just because I won't have to watch anything. I'll just be listening to it, so I can listen and do my crafts at the same time. So I'm gonna be doing that. So yeah, fascinating trial. Very, very. We're gonna see how this is gonna go, and let's see who's gonna go down with them, and let's see if he's gonna at one point start being a snitch, because he's already, like, today is supposed to be a surprise witness. We don't know who it is, and it made him lose control in the court. He was getting antsy, that thing where you start shaking, your leg goes up and down, and he was doing that. He was getting nervous, so he got out of control. Anyway, this is it for me now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, definitely comment if you wish, and I'll keep you updated on everything, guys, everything. Okay, have a great day. We'll see you in a bit. Bye. Okay, guys, it's morning time. Okay. Huh?
What was that car even called?
A Cybertruck.
Oh yeah. So basically, yesterday.
Here, come on this side.
When we made the cake, when my uncle Isaiah came by, he got a new Cybertruck, and also it was like very awesome. It can drive by itself apparently, and it works on electricity, and also as we were driving, he showed us on the speed, like he pressed the gas as hard as he can, or I think the car did by itself.
Yeah, the car did it by itself.
And then we went from this to this.
Yeah, it was scary. I thought my heart was going to come out of my chest.
Like, the first thing I thought, as soon as it started speeding, the first thing I thought was I was on one of those roller coasters where you're up on top and then there's this big drop, and then as soon as he hit the gas on the roller coaster, I just fell in the.
Yeah, that's how it felt like. It felt like if you were on a ride. I had to admit, I even got scared. And he did it to us. I was like, Dad, don't do that again.
Bro, you can literally.
It went so fast.
There's a tablet connected on the AC on the back.
Yeah.
You can literally like play games on it and like watch
excuse
YouTube
me.
videos and stuff. It was like really cool, and also my sister was playing chess, and also she didn't know that.
Oh, that was in the back?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
My sister was playing chess on it, and then Isaiah doesn't know the speed, and Michaela bumps her head on the tablet, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my god. I had to admit, it was like a box car,
not a rectangle. It was literally like a car of the future. Like, really, it was a car that you wouldn't normally see right now. It was like, it was a Tesla. It really was, and just the way it looked,
Dude,
the way
seats.
the seats in it was just, oh my God.
Dude, it can literally sense speed bumps and also sense when there's cars and it knows when to slow down and stuff. And
Yeah.
it can even tell when there's a person walking by.
Yeah,
It has a
and I
3D
think
model.
it was more meant like for a police car. I think it was. I think those are the cars that are going to be used in the future as police cars. But it was a very interesting,
Butterscotch blue and white
yeah,
cars.
very interesting vehicle. Like, very interesting, but wow. Like I said, I never thought I'd see a car like that in my time here on Earth, but I saw it now. I was like, holy cow.
And also, this week Isaiah said he might pick us up.
Oh, in the same
So-
car?
Yeah,
Oh,
he might pick us up to go to his house.
oh, okay. We'll see.
So, I'm gonna ask him if he can do one of those speed things again.
Oh my God, no, I can't.
I want
No,
him
no.
to speed, like, don't even stop the car, like, just run
Oh,
every
Jesus.
red light and speed all
Yeah.
the way home.
No.
Like, don't even think about going backwards one tiny bit.
Oh,
Just
no.
speed. Just
That was
all the way to
crazy.
your house.
That was so crazy. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave you here, and I really do hope you liked my cake. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a very, very colorful cake, I have to admit. I really did like how it came out. So, still have a lot of cake left, so we're gonna be eating a lot of cake today. We'll see you in a bit. Okay, so the doggy's not there. So he gets to walk. Oh, it is nice out here. No coat, no jacket. Thank God. It's almost summertime. Yay. Man, this one car came flying down here the other day. Almost hit my dog. I was so mad. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I'm still around. It's just that, what do you call it? I've been taking the, what do they call the blood pressure pills. And they have been making me feel so tired. Like, I don't got time to feel tired. And I've been just feeling more sleepy, more tired. And that's not cool, because there's a lot of things I want to do. And me being tired is not one of them. You know what I mean? So I was talking to my sister, because she takes the same thing. She takes blood pressure pills as well. No, she's already in her 70s, you know. She's like in her late 70s. And, oh, the flowers are finally blooming. Remember last year we had all these flowers? And then they kept dying off at a certain point. Anyway, so we were talking about it. And she was telling me, yeah, you know, my blood pressure pills, they make me tired too. And, you know, at around like 1... like at a quarter to 1 or so, I start feeling even more sleepier. And I say, that's exactly what I go through. As soon as I take my blood pressure pills at night, walk, Circes, walk. No sooner that it hits like the next day, I wake up sleepy as it is. And then the next day, at around 1 o'clock or so, I start feeling sleepy again. Stop pulling me. And at around the same time, I go the same thing here. At around 1 o'clock, quarter to 1, and that's stop, walk. At around 1 o'clock or quarter to 1, I start feeling sleepy again. I'm like, and I can't afford to go to sleep, because you know, I have to wake up, you know, I have to make sure I'm up, you know, to get my grandson. So I can't afford to be sleepy. So then I said, okay, you know, I'm going to have to try to figure out how to take the pills, if I should take them like early in the morning, so then, you know, I'll be awake the whole day, and then I could finally, you know, fall asleep at night. So I think I'm gonna have to go that route. This vest is crooked again. So I have to go that route. But yeah, just feeling so sleepy. I can't get up in the morning. And then not to mention the change of the weather. You know, the change of the weather when it just feels so good. You're under the covers and you're feeling so nice and, you know, comfortable, and the breeze is coming in. It feels fantastic. But, you know, I'm like, oh man, this sucks because I need to get up and I feel so cozy. I don't want to get up. So I'm like, yeah, but you need to get up. And then I did something dumb the other day too. I have been mentioning about, you know, we have the Dex too. It's a hanging machine. It's for your back. But I want to use it so I can have a workout for my midsection, which I think it will work. So I said I'm going to start trying this out, but for some reason I was scared to get on it and throw myself over because I felt like I was on a roller coaster ride. I was going to fall. And I was like, it was scaring me. I was like, if I get on this and I throw myself over or down, I'm going to fall down and my head's going to hit the floor. So, in my head, that's what I was thinking. So I said, I got to figure this thing out, you know? So, I looked up some tutorials and I said, okay, let me get back on it again. Let me try this again. Okay, I'm supposed to do it this way. I'm supposed to grab this. I'm supposed to tilt this. You know, so at one point, I did do it exactly the way it said. And the part where your thighs are supposed to be on, I hit my upper part under my around my rib cage. I hit it, not hard, but hard enough. And I heard something pop. And I was like, oh my God, what was that? So when I hit it, oh geez, like if I pulled a muscle or something. And now it's sore. Like, oh my, it was hurting me all day. Yes, I was like, but I kept going back on there. I'm like, no, I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out. So finally, I did figure it out. And now I was like, okay, now I can, now that I know how to do it, and now that I'm not scared no more to, put myself over, I can start doing this now. But it took injuring myself, to finally get the gist of it. And now I'm waiting for this thing to heal. I'm not saying I won't go back on it. I will, because I have to. But, oh man, I don't know what I hit, but it was right under my rib cage on my left side. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what I pulled. And every time I would breathe, it would hurt. Like if I have a bruise, underneath there. So now I'm just waiting for that to heal. And I'm like, what next? If it isn't my shoulder, my neck, and my ear, now it's, what do you call it? If it is not my legs, now it's that soreness that I have under my rib cage. I was like, oh, for Christ's sake. It doesn't hurt that much today, but it did hurt me a lot yesterday. But, I had to figure this thing out. I'm like, I want to do it, and I'm not going to give up until I figure it out. So now that I got it, now they have the gist of the whole thing, now I can start working on it. But yeah, I have to admit, I was scared at first. I thought if I throw myself over, if that thing falls, my head's gonna hit the floor, and I'm gonna be in big trouble. But I was able to get on it without no problem. So finally. But I was on there with my jeans too, so it made the part where it holds your legs, kind of made it really, really hard to get my back thighs in there, but it was pretty tight though. It was pretty tight. Oh, nice shade back there. Okay guys, was able to take the dog out without that little one out, so this one could be a menace. This one will attack him left and right. And they finally cut the grass. All the flowers are gone. So, the one thing I hate is that they cut the grass, but they don't sweep the grass. They leave everything on the floor, on the ground, paving, whatever you want to call it. Still haven't been able to find a table, so I don't know. We'll see. Didn't see anything out there neither. And so, yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you here, and we'll see you in a bit.
Oh, hi, guys. I'm wearing this because I don't want to put grease on my shirt. Anyway, yeah, I have the other side. The other side is filled with when every time I do the baking and everything. I think I have it on the right way. Anyway, just gonna wash some dishes right now. Yeah, like I said, oh, let me do it this way. I can't get that in. I have been feeling so tired, and still feel tired. So I'm gonna try to, what do you call it, snap out of it. I'm trying, but like I said, every time I do those, my blood pressure pills, I get really sleepy. So trying to figure that out. Okay. So I'm always saving these bags because they don't have much in there, you know, and so I don't throw them away. I just put them in the corner. Oh, I need more onions. I have no onions. Oh no. What's this? Oh, some kind of frosting. So I always save them because sometimes they'll have like a little piece of onion. If it's green pepper, I won't say it, but the onions, they kind of like hold their own, so it doesn't really get dirty. So I just throw it out. I have to throw that out in a minute. Yeah, so trying to snap out of just being tired all the time. I gotta buy more of these. This is my last one. Oh, I have to get some new ones. So let me get this out of the way because I have a lot of laundry. And I always do the cups first. So, you know, I try to get my grandkids to, you know, follow my suit. Do the cups first and then do everything else because everything else has grease on it. So I learned that a long time ago. Do the cups first. So I'm just watching, I don't know if you guys are keeping up with the, what is that called? The trial that's happening with Diddy Combs or whatever his name is. And today, and I usually don't watch all these court things unless it's really like something that's blasted all over, you know, the news media and stuff like that, the high profile, or what you want to call it, case. So, and I'm over here like, okay, you know, and I'll probably talk about it more tomorrow, but I'll try to give you a little bit of my opinion right now, right here. There's this one, I forgot his name, he's going through it, you know, live, and he's kind of like talking about everything that's happening in the courtroom, and he's live like for about Murad, something M-U-R-A-D, something Murad. Anyway, he's kind of like going through all of it while it's being held. So I love these little cups. They're so cute, especially for my grandson. I'm like that. I veer off on different topics. So this is what cups they got. They went to the Harry Potter restaurant and they had like beer butter in here. Aren't they cute? These are perfect for my grandson, but he's still small. But anyway, they're going on and on. He, you know, he's like, oh, well, this is what the persecutor said, and this is what they're asking Cassie, and if you're into that kind of thing. But more or less, I think everybody is right now. They're all talking about it, and they had just released the full footage, unedited video of when Diddy dragged Casey out on the floor at the hotel. But I don't know. Sometimes for me, it's just, if you're into something like that, people just like the drama of it all until it gets really really bad. And then you have no way to get out of it. When I'm like, no one's forcing you to do anything. You had many times to walk away. And, I'm the last one to talk, I had my situations too, but they weren't as severe as that, And, of course, we always try to make things work out, blah, blah, blah. But if you have a chance where you can walk away, you'll be okay, do it. And, with Justin Bieber, he went through the same thing, everything. But being menacing and threatening, and that's just over the top. If you feel like you're being threatened, get out. Get out. So, anyway, been watching and listening to that. That was cool. Could have cut my hand there. But today is going to be worse because I guess they're going to have a cross-examination. And, like I mentioned, you have the persecutor, and that's fine, and that's everything's so sweet, everything's nonchalant. But when it comes to the defense, well, now it's a whole different story. Whole different story. I mean, when it comes to the the defense, the cross-examination can be really, really brutal. And everything, that Cassie was going through, like this guy said, they're gonna, drag. If she thought she was being dragged now, and hope they're just gonna smoke her. I'm just worried about the questions they are gonna be asking her. Because of course you gotta try to do all they can to make her look bad and make Combs look like he did nothing wrong, But the video does speak volumes, and it's just like, well, what you did that day, you could have done that any other day. You could have walked away just like you did a long time ago. The only worst part is about this time is that it was caught on video, and he did drag her. We were all able to see that. But he must have done something, because this one guy, he showed the whole thing, and it was 3 different cameras. In a hotel they have a lot of cameras, so there was like 3 different angles, and they didn't show the angle where he threw. I think he threw a vase at her or something, and there was a vase. I don't know if that was in the room or that was in where she was trying to catch the elevators, but she went into this one spot and you couldn't really see her, but he came after, and you could see his hand, like his hand was like up in the air. I think he must have punched her. He must have done something or hit her or something, because he just went right in. We didn't see what he did, but you could see he went right in. And I'm thinking he either must have punched her in the stomach or hit her in the head or somewhere with that fist. You just see his body like just going in at her, but they never showed that part. But you could see that she was behind the wall, and he just rammed right after her. So apparently they weren't able to catch that moment, but you knew something happened. You knew he did something. But then everything else, them talking about, he had Tupac killed, he had Biggie killed, and of course, especially Biggie, because he did say, oh, there could only be one king. And so he had to get rid of Biggie because he was like, in his head, he could be the only one. And then the whole thing with, and then again, there's so many charges, but what I'm mad about is where are the unalived charges? Where are the youngins who were probably underage and they disappeared and they haven't been hurt, they're like unheard of, like, nobody knows what happened to them. A lot of blood was found. There was always blood, and if I don't know if he did something anal, to somebody, or he, hurt somebody, but there was always blood involved. So that's another bad thing right there. So this thing's gonna drag on, but my thing is, again, they have some of the trafficking, the abuse, the case with Cassie, but nothing about unaliving somebody. Where's that charge? And how come nobody's coming up and saying, well, my daughter or son went over there and they had never been back? Like, where are those charges? Because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of young people that he manipulated or threatened, or probably worse. Where are they? What happened to them? So I don't know. It's just it's a whole mess, and this thing is gonna drag on for a long time because they gotta deal with one charge, then they gotta deal with another charge, and then another charge. And as far as I know, I think there's 5 of them, 5 different charges, but none of them of him unaliving somebody. So that has yet to be seen. If somebody else, and I'm pretty sure if Bieber steps up and becomes like a big witness, then if he does that, which I'm pretty sure he might do, then everybody else will follow suit. So we'll see what happens. I think this is day 3. I think it's been on for 7 days already, but this is day 3 where Cassie is on the stand. So like I said, now they have the defense team on her. So like I said, cross-examinations are always the brutal ones, always the brutal. So I can't wait to see or hear what the defense is going to ask her and what her answers are going to be. That's going to be interesting. Okay, guys. Anyway, I need to do laundry, so I'm going to get that going. And I don't know what time this guy, something Murad, I don't know what time but he's supposed to be going on live today. So yesterday was baking. I didn't bake because I had already baked the lemon bars, and they came out good. This is how they came out. And I did put powdered sugar on them, and I think I tasted some of them with you guys for Tea Time Tuesday. Yeah, I didn't do anything for Tea Time Tuesday because I already had that video. Plus, again, I just felt so out of it. But I will be making the pound cake next week, and the pudding. Oh my God, the pudding was so good. And then with whipped cream on top of it, delish. So these were the little bars. They even got tiny burnt around the edges, but they're still edible. And I really do hope that you like the cake. I'm trying to improve on my flowers, but I have so much icing, and I don't know the other holiday that might come up. I think is Memorial Day. So, but that's not until in 2 weeks from now. Anyway, I'm gonna try to make some, maybe some cupcakes. But again, I don't have red and blue. No, actually I do have blue, but red, white, and blue. But I do have the to make the leaf, because I did find my leaf tips. So I'll probably do that and just make that. But I had to start using up that cream, and I still have to work on my candy transfer. So lots to do. So for now, Yeah, I'm gonna eat a salad. I have to eat that chicken breast that I opened up the other day, and before it spoils. And I still have a lot of rice. You know me, I don't like to throw away rice. I don't know what it is. To me, I feel like it's a sin to throw away so much rice. It gets me so mad. I don't know why. But anyway, we are gonna have meatloaf today, so I have to get going on the meatloaf in a little while. But okay. You know, my journey is always a run-on. It's always going on and on and on and on. My journey is always about what happened yesterday, what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and how did it go yesterday, and what did I do yesterday, and what I'm gonna do tomorrow, what are you gonna see tomorrow, and this is how it came out, and this is how it looks. So it's always a run-on journey with me. And I did get that hourglass, by the way. So it isn't big. It's kind of like, I say, it's almost like this height. It's a small hourglass, but it looks so cute. I was like, it's purple, so perfect size. I didn't want a big, humongous one like in the Wizard of Oz. You know, she has that big hourglass. But anyway, let me stop talking, otherwise I'll never get the laundry downstairs. Okay, guys, we'll see you in a bit.